Let me see their PBs. Where are they? Here? Oh, looks like they started. We have Aessy at a 50-minute and 20-second time. And Apple for You at a 49:48. Actually, one of the prodigies who made it to sub 50 during the tournament. So they're what is that? 32 seconds apart in PB, which is very, very close. No, it's noon here. I'm good. So yeah, we've started the race in the series station, as per usual. Very blue space where you have to jump into Ridley a bunch of times and then he leaves. Kind of boring. Nobody likes this part of the game, except some people, but most people don't. So the first kind of, I guess, gauge, like the first way to gauge skill here is to see what time they get in the top right of the screen, as in the top right of the game. Higher is better. Let's see what times they get. A 44:47 and a 43:88. Both very good times. I personally like anything above 40 seconds. But I do like to be around that 43, 44 area. 45 is godlike to me, but I think world record is like 46, 47? I don't even know. It's pretty crazy. First one to blow up the planet wins, exactly. So first we blew up Ceres Station, and now we're gonna blow up Zebes, this planet that we're landing on right now. And to do so, we have to kill 4 bosses and then the actual end boss. But to do that, we actually have to pick up a bunch of items, so we're gonna run around, pick up items, and kill the bosses along the way. Mankata, Sephi. They're not completely... Sam is not gonna be completely naked. She is gonna take her suit off, though. Alright, Aessy here with a slight lead. Picking up the Morph Ball at a 3:06 time, I think it was. And Apple at 3:11, so that's about 5 seconds apart right now. Yeah, that's a difference that Moonfall will make happen. So they got the Morph Ball, they got the first missiles, and now they have to go to the first mini-boss of the game. It's called Bomb Torizo. And he gives you bombs. And he also gives you, you know, problems, I guess, in your runs. This room the runners are in right now is called Pits, and it's really annoying because every time you fall down, you kind of lose a little bit of time, but not a lot of time, but a little bit, and it just feels annoying. Oh, I see having some startup issues there on the climb. Doing the behemoth climb on the ledge grab climb, whereas Apple opts to go for wall jumps on the right side. Both of them struggling a little bit. Maybe they're nervous. But they do get up there. You saw as he missed some ledge grabs, probably just rushing it a little bit too much, trying to go fast and, you know, then that happens. But Aessy's still in the lead, touching bombs at 506. And Apple right behind him at 510. So this is BT, that boss fight. When I hit BT, basically in fives, so 5 shots and then missiles. But every time you use normal shots, you want to shoot only 5, no more, no less. They do that because then at the end, BT's head will not blow up like it didn't do on the Aessy screen there. And Apple got him down too. The head will blow up if BT is below 100 health, but a missile does exactly 100 damage to him, so you can kill him off before blowing up his head, which would otherwise take like maybe a second. Apple with the, or Aessy with a good Alcatraz, Apple as well. I'm picking up the Terminator E-Tank. This room is called Terminator because they will be back later. It's that cheesy. It's the room, so this is really early on in the game, and the next time they'll be here is right at the end. Alright, and we get the first sequence break here on Aessy's side. The early supers mockball. Easily done. By mockballing there, you can actually get below the gates before they close and get to these supers, and because of that, you don't have to fight a boss called Spore Spawn to get your first supers, which is pretty nice. They're really right behind each other right now, still less than a room apart. Both opting to pick up the drop from the little lettuce thing, but I don't think he dropped much, so that's kind of sad. Sometimes that plans is just like, yeah, screw you. I'm not gonna give you anything. Right, D-boost. Nicely done, Aessy. I do like that D-boost a lot. But to be honest, I like any D-boost in this game. It looks very swaggy. Let's see if Apple does the same thing. Nah, Apple doesn't go for it. You actually have to turn around mid-air for the bug to come out of the pipe there. So if you want to do the D-boost, you turn around, the bug comes out, and then you D-boost off of him. Nice down back by Apple. Aessy is a little bit low on supers here. I'm not sure what his strat for this is. I think it's not too bad. He just uses one there and then probably use missiles on the pirates. Oof. Whereas Apple decides to shoot all of those blocks, basically to make that jump easier, but sadly she missed the jump anyway. But still, that allowed Apple to catch up a little bit here. Alright. And as being the first to enter Kraid's room, setting up for the missile quick kill. That's 2 missiles and then 3 supers, where the second missile will hit, actually. The first missile is just to open his mouth. Oh, shot that super a little bit too early, so only one of them hit. We'll have to hit both of these supers to kill him off. And Apple was so fast I didn't even see if Apple did the missile or charge quick kill, but nicely done. Taking the lead. So as I said, these runners are actually 30 seconds apart in PB. So it's quite likely that they will change lead a couple more times. Especially with Apple having some issues there in the party zone and Aessy just blazing through it. Catching up again, even though the quick kill didn't work out. Both of them going for a quick farm those bugs. Right now their ammo's not looking too bad. You saw Apple shoot the little bug. What Aessy is gonna attempt to do now too. That little crawly dude there with the flames. It's called a Sova, I think. If you kill him and then shoot the door will actually be open the next time you go through this room. If you don't shoot him, you will have to do that on the way out. And he's not really in the right spot for that if you want to go up. So it's better to kill him before. Apple opting to use missiles on that door. Aessy will not be able to do that, but has more supers. It's fine if you only have 1 super here. It's even fine if you have 0 supers, because the CAG attack at the top of this bubble mountain where Apple is right now will drop a super in like 99.8% or something. Maybe not that much, but it's a really high chance of CAG dropping a super. But you know, there will be a time where you get screwed and doesn't drop a super and you don't have one, so it's better to play it safe, especially in a race. This is some farming here. They generally want 2 or 3 supers at least. Apple got 5 supers, 10 missiles, and Aessy got 15 missiles, 3 supers. So both of them are in a pretty good shape here. Interesting that Apple didn't choose to use a super there. But it's not that much slower to use missiles. Nice quick drop by Apple. If you turn around on top of crumble blocks, you actually, like if you turn around at the right time, she will be facing forward as she falls through them, and then because of that turnaround animation being uninterruptible, you don't lose any fall speed, which is pretty cool. It's just one of the small ways like to save time, probably half a second or less. As he shot at the wrong time, bonked into the door. That's not too big of an issue. Nice business center by Aessy. That room is fairly difficult because you kind of want to weave upwards through the platforms, and you go to that room a bunch of times. I think maybe that's why it's called business center, because there's so much to do there. But ooh, Apple with a spark diagonally up. What would you call that spark? An Aessy with the actual alpha spark, making up a little bit of time. But so yeah, business center is a room you keep going back to, and it's kind of hard. So you need a different strat every time you go there, which is kind of weird. The apping moss spark. Yeah, maybe that's it. Ooh, Aessy falling into a plant. It's not too... Ooh, Apple as well. Both of them in the plant. Hitting this door at the same time. We got sync. Aessy getting eaten by another plant here. It takes about 4 seconds each if you fall into a plant. Actually, so there's plants at the bottom like these, and in Heckway there's also plants at the top of the screen. If you get eaten by one at the top, it actually takes about 8 seconds, which is terrible. But the bottom ones let you go after 4. Apple's struggling a little bit with the wall jump just now. It's really any small mistake matters in this race, seeing as how close these runners are right now. They purposely made those take longer. Yeah, to make it dangerous to deboost off of them. Nice short charge by Aessy. Oh, and Apple picks up the missiles. I'm not sure if that was intended, but they did give the lead away to Aessy again. Saving a little bit of health by doing some extra spin jumps before sparking. So Apple's looking really healthy right now for this Fantoon fight coming up, whereas Aessy is a little bit low, but nothing too bad. Apple with a short charge allows you to roll through the bottom there without placing a bomb, which is not only swaggy, it's also faster. All right, Infantoon at the same time. Let's see what they do. They both seem to have a lift fast for Aessy. Nicely done. I think all those particles connected. Oh, fast. One of the particles must have missed. But that was still a fast. That's crazy on Aessy's side. Very, very lucky. I'm not sure what Apple got for the first round. Maybe a slow. This is again a slow. Landing all the particles there. And Fantoon is dead. I think that was a fast, and a slow. It's just kind of crazy, like the difference that made just by sheer RNG. Nice execution by both runners as well. Both going for double X Factor strats. Alright. So as you say, we see the attic coming up right now. It's an interesting room. Using a Pyro Bomb. Probably setting up for a Spark. Not taking a Spark because a little bit low on health there. I think he took damage on purpose at the first little Spark, just so he would have iframes and could kind of jump onward from there. Apple going into the same room now. You again taking damage for some iframes, but sadly got hit anyway. Using a Pyro Bomb and doing some sweet blue suit or blue shadows tech to kill some of the enemies and makes fairly quick work of that room, even though I think that was not entirely what Apple intended to do. Both of these runners are still in a very good pace. Oh, nice bowling spark from Apple. The nice thing about Bowling Spark is that it actually does less damage. So sparking takes energy, but it does less damage than jumping through the spikes. As he picking up gravity suit at like a 23-17 or so. Nice jump. Apple at 23-40. A little bit behind, but not too far. That's definitely Fantoon's fault for giving Aessy the god RNG and Apple the shit RNG. Oh, nice. Apple getting that, I don't know what you call it, the moat ball, I think? It's a very tight jump to get that, open the door and get the mock ball into the next room. I see farming up a little bit in Hickway. One stat health. It is good on ammo otherwise. Apple now full on supers. Also looking good on ammo. May want to, yeah, taking it safe here to get some extra health drops. Actually, really nice drops there. I think that was 3 big health. Looking very healthy now. Getting an extra Pyro Bomb. I'm not sure what for. Maybe just to be sure that they have one for the Dragon fight. I see missing the jump into Meridia. It's a bit tricky. You have to jump, do that wall jump high enough to make it to the next wall jump. But then if you miss it, the fish is in the way. Yeah. F that fish. Apple with the same jump here. Mix it. The movement in Meridia is generally seen as fairly hard because there's so much vertical movement in it. Short charge from Aessy. Let's see his Batoon. Going for a movement setup. Oh, misses one particle. I don't think that hit afterwards. Nicely done with those supers there. One more hit maybe? That should do it. Yeah. An apple in Batoon right now. Did Apple not use an X Factor? I didn't see it. Oh, she did? Alright, cool. I think Apple goes for the decalled X Factor. Alright. Killing Batoon off with some charge shots. That was actually a little bit of a moment she could have caught up, but happy by Aessy. But both of them had a bit of trouble with Batoon there. Aessy's Coliseum looking very nice. It's another tricky room where, because of the sand on the floor, you can lose all the time. See Apple going for a full halfie here. And gets it. Oh no! Didn't get it. That was like 1 pixel too low. Damn. I definitely thought that was it. Still getting the happy though, it's not too bad. Aessy with a very nice first spark. And gets good RNG here with the Dragon gooping immediately after. Misses a short charge. That could have well been a 3 spark there. Oh, goop sparking. Dragon is almost dead on the Aessy screen here, so this is not a time loss. He would like... Ooh, bit of chain damage, but nothing too bad. Apple, also with a good starting spark. Good second spark. Just trying to not get gooped there. Oh, nice. Killing Dragon off with some missiles. Trying to go for a spike suit anyway, but didn't get it, so let's just keep moving. So Aessy currently is looking very blue. That's because he killed Dragon with a Shine Spark. And with that Shine Spark being interrupted by Dragon dying, he stayed in that kind of permanent spark situation, and that spark used right now. The thing is, you can't press dash while you're blue, but it still saves time over space jumping through this room, I think. Apple with some very nice space jumps in this room. farming along the way. Both of them want 4 supers at this point, so having more than that is just safety. I see going around along the right side of that pancake room. Apple with the plasma spark attempt, but sadly didn't quite get the jumps right. So this is another room where Aessy was in right now, and that Apple just came into, where you actually have to kill all of the enemies before you can leave. So Apple just placed a power bomb, meaning the pirates on the wall only have to be shot one more time. That was pretty nice. The left one jumped into the shot. I don't know if that was intended or lucky. That's a strat? Cool. Apple with some really fast space jumps there. Aessy's still in the lead. Barely. They are incredibly close to each other, and have been the entire race. Right now they're going to pick up Ice Beam here. And we're on to basically the hardest part of the game, I would say. The movement is very hard. Everything is out to kill you. You have to manage your health while also dealing with some tricky strats. So let's see how they both do that. Has he chosen to farm a little bit there? Probably wants to skip the Nutella refill. Apple is looking extremely healthy, so he'll probably do the same. I'm not sure if oh yeah, Apple is trying to go here for the ice escape. So you freeze those platforms so you have a little bit more running speed, and then Mach Ball below the gate so you get out. That's the north route. Aessy, meanwhile, is doing the southern route. Gets the space boost, very nicely done. Yeah, skipping the refill as well. So the southern route is actually a little bit faster if done optimally, but it's harder to execute, apparently. But at the same time, you do get a free refill along the way, so I've always done the southern route. As he tried to deboost, but didn't get it, so just space jump through lava. Apple with the chronic boost. Getting it all the way through. Nicely done. Aessy going to blow up these pillars here with 2 power bombs. Maybe Apple might go for a short charge. Seeing as Apple goes for all the swag. Yeah. Short charging here. And then... oh, misses it. So has to power bomb anyway. Aessy having no issues there with the worst room in the game. Same for Apple. Let's go. I was a little bit scared there that Apple would miss the wall jump, but got it anyway. Alright. Both of them looking decent on health right now. Apple looks very healthy. Aessy is not in bad shape whatsoever. Apple's trying to kill some of these pirates here to reduce lag in case they wanted to use a power bomb, but then remembered that they didn't get the pillar spark, so there's no use. Aessy with the little K go through the platform. The reason they jump into the spikes is because it actually does less damage to hit the spikes and then use the iframes to go through the platform than just falling through the platform would do. Because you can do it without having iframes, but then the platform damages you for quite a bit. Nice Metal Pirates room by Apple. Getting a nice short charge there. Space boosting through the next room. Very nicely done. Alright, Aessy in the Ridley fight. That's 20 charge shots. And Apple right behind him. So we see Aessy kind of staying in the air a lot. If you try to, like, the less time you spend on the platform, the more likely Ridley is to just not pogo. Like, if you stay in the air, Ridley might stay in the air as well. Oh, those kills were seconds apart. Okay, Aessy's skipping the tank. Apple's gonna get the tank. That creates a little bit of distance again. And now we're gonna see lower north for escape. Apple wants another power bomb. Another one. Having a couple of power bombs definitely helps with the movement in this section. Aessy with a nice speedball there. Oh, Apple going for the same strat. There you go. Apple's struggling a little bit. And Aessy at the Three Musketeers now. Opts to kill them. That's the safe strat. Apparently someone once claimed that it's actually faster, but it's not. Nice room there by Aessy. Apple chose to just clip through them, take some damage along the way, but not having any issues because of the good health they're in right now. Getting that mock ball too. Ooh, and the nice ball boost there. Very cool. If you do that room, if you time it right, the ball will be in the right spot for you to basically use it to bop over the gap. So we get calls here in chat. Oshino says it's going to come down to baby skip. Jelly Dot says it's going to come down to Zeb skip. We're going to see. They are indeed very close to each other, and both of those things might matter. I do not know if Aessy goes for baby skip. I think Apple does. But I do know Apple's Torian movement is really, really good. Likely the best in the tournament. Alright. I think both of them didn't pay the Zephyrfish any mind. There's no time for that. This is serious business. Space boost there by Aessy. That space boost is actually one of the early ones I learned. And it feels so good to get still. Both of them definitely on fire there. Apple doing that space boost into a mock ball. Pretty cool. Not sure if it's faster or not, because then you bonk the door and have to wait anyway. Whereas if you just do the space boost, you can shoot the door and then keep going. I don't think it makes much of a difference. Alright, both of them at G4. Waiting, Resident Sleeper. Just aren't arm pumping while waiting. Why would you not arm pump to save some frames here? Yeah, we can see, so that's 43-41 off of the elevator for Aessy. Oh. That start of the first room is very fast. An Apple coming down here. 4402. That's about 20 seconds apart. Apple with the grouping strats. Gets it. Killing those two separately with two supers, but is really high on the super count is perfect here, so misses that strat because shooting a missile instead of I think it was a missile instead of a super, but otherwise really fast room strats by Apple there, making up a little bit of time for sure. So yeah, baby skip here is going to be important. It looks like Aessy is going to go for it, and I'm pretty sure Apple is as well. If they wouldn't go for it, they would damage down right now. Both of them at a nice meme health. Aessy using some lag strats here. If you kill those little dust things, it lags the room and allows you to move a little bit more precise. Some people actually hate the lag it gives you. Aessy getting baby skip. Apple with the same setup. Getting baby skip too. I think that was a little bit faster though. Less jumps. Alright, now we get Zeb skip. Aessy's side. First try. Oh, Apple struggling a little bit with the Zeb skip. Gets a second try though. With the brain 1 dead. And Apple also shoots one of the supers into the glass, but because Apple actually, so Apple has 4 missiles right now. I'm not sure if they shot one too many, but the mob missiles basically saved that. Aessy and ketchup face. It's 4 more shots. There you go. Nicely done. Oh, Apple gets ketchuped. Has to be careful, but still on decent health. Also done with the mother brain fight there. It's a moat. The moat is the room before the ocean. So if you would go from the ship to the right, there's a green door, then there's a room, and then there's the moat. Yeah, go give both of these runners a follow for sure. These are incredible times. I would say the crazy thing is that the distance that Apple got put behind by Fantoon kind of stayed that way. Like they made similar mistakes or an equal amount of mistakes afterwards, so the distance always kind of remained after that. That's using a fast strat here on Mother Brain 3. Nicely done. Apple going for the same strat, but misses a couple of shots. It's 18 shots that need to hit for Mother Brain 3 to go down. Every time her hand gets hit, that actually doesn't hit her. You need to hit her in the face, so that was a little bit slower for Apple than it was for Aessy. Oh yeah, the Ridley tank as well. I do wonder if Apple always go for the Ridley tank, or if that was a safety. Because that's a safety that cost them. As he's sparking up, well, Apple has a little bit of issues there with the Leodoc's room. It's a silly room. Aessy at the finish line. Hitting down on the ship at 50:25 or so. That's like 5 seconds behind PB. Crazy. But an official SRL time of 50 minutes and 27 seconds. GG. And Apple right behind there, finishing with an official SRL time of 50:58. More like a 50:56 or so on the timer. Also GG to Apple. We'll see if either of them wants. And we are joined here by Apple. Apple, GG. That was a really, really close race the entire way through.
Good game.
It was a good run. I'm sorry that you sadly finished second place there. I can't say last because that was still an incredible run. But how do you feel?
Do you know that's the first 50 I've ever had? And that's about a minute behind my PB.
Oh,
so
wow.
That's kind of funny.
Yeah.
How do I feel? Honestly, I'm glad that it was a good race. Like, all my races so far, I've actually had someone die in them.
Oh, really?
So, yeah. So I'm glad that didn't happen this time.
Yeah, for sure. This is it's nice to have a good race, nonetheless.
So hopefully that was hopefully it was enjoyable.
It definitely was.
I did want to stay in the tournament. So
yeah, is there any safeties you took, or?
It was a rough matchup, but I feel that I'm pretty okay with the run I just did.
Yeah, I would be too. That's definitely something to be proud of here.
I did have a safety. Like, I was actually like really considering not taking the red lead tank. I think I actually had maximum health.
Yeah, it was like I think like you were like 430 or something like that, like almost full.
I think I was actually full. I'm not sure.
Oh, maybe completely full. Yeah.
So like, I told myself before I started that I was not going to skip that tank. For various reasons. Number one is that in my PB I almost died.
Yeah.
Skipping the tank. So I've only done that twice ever. I might start doing it more often once I practice it more, but I don't feel ready yet, especially not in the race.
Yeah, I do feel the same way. My own like I have skipped the tank a couple of times, but it's still a bit tricky and also, scary mostly. Like you run differently if you feel like you could die any moment.
So like in my warm-ups before this, I actually had a couple of quite shaky mother brains, I think. So
yeah.
Also for that reason, I
think you got hit by ketchup here too, but you would have been fine with one tank less.
So I would have been on pretty shaky ground. I feel like with the amount of practice I've done with that situation.
I think the difference in this race was definitely the Ridley tank and the Fan Toon fight. Because Aessy actually, you both went for double X Factors, and Aessy got missed one particle in the first round, or maybe two. Aessy got a fast.
Fast.
Yeah.
Really?
And you got a slow, I think.
I got a slow, yeah.
Yeah, so that made...
That's something. How much is that, like 10 seconds each?
Yeah, that was a big difference there. I think after that's when Aessy pulled ahead, and you actually entered the Ridley room almost at the same time again. You were maybe 5 seconds ahead again at Ridley, making up all that time, but then picking up the Ridley tank made the difference, I think.
I would have done that again.
For sure.
I said before the match, I said that I was not going to skip that.
Yeah.
I really, really considered skipping it though.
Mm-hmm. I was wondering.
Sometimes I take too much damage going out of Norfair, so I would have had to like play Turian different.
You're gonna be playing slower because of it. Like it's. I definitely agree with the decision to take the tank. I was wondering about mote missiles. Actually, do you always pick those up?
I always pick those up. Yeah.
Ah, right. Because you actually needed them at Mother Brain 1, so
yeah,
that's definitely good to do there.
I have considered dropping them, considering how far I've gotten, but they've served me well so far.
Yeah, they're right in the way. You know, it's not like you have to walk around to get them or anything. So
sub 50 actually needed them to finish.
Oh wow! Yeah,
like I had 25 5 going into Mother Brain 1, going in the door, you know, after opening the doors with sabers.
Mm-hmm.
So I would have had to probably miss the sub 50 if I didn't get that.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I rely on missiles a lot in the attic, especially.
Mm-hmm.
That's the main reason why that's my excuse I give myself for still taking this.
It's definitely like as long as you can play fast because of it.
But I might start working on new strats for the attic and stuff. But
yeah. But yeah, GG. Thank you for this race. GG also to
I had an interesting time in the tournament, definitely. I would not have improved as quickly if not for that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, thank you for participating. Like
it's gonna be weird now.
I hope you're happy with your performance. I think this is it does put you at 3-3.
3 and 3.
Yeah, meaning sadly no top 16, but still an incredible performance here.
Seems like it must have been a pretty good run for Aessy as well. I think their PB was something like 50-20.
Yeah, 50-20. So that's I think it was like 5 seconds off PB. Really, really good run.
Okay. Good luck. So, good luck on the rest of the tournament. Good game.
Thank you again. And I don't know if you want to say something else. If not, we're just going to close it out.
I think I've said what I need to say.
All right.
Well, have fun with the rest of the tournament.
Thank you. So yeah, thanks to chat as well for joining in again once more for another race. We do have a race, a couple more races coming up today. The first one will be at noon Eastern time between Zenkai and Stump. Then we have one at 5 p.m. InnoRush versus Cheaty Face, which is actually the top, the only undefeated runners going up against each other there. So that's going to be pretty cool. Then at 9 p.m. we have a 4-way, Borax versus Nevdi and Mario versus Meiko. And at 11 we have Ross versus Beefy. And it does actually look like we have one shortly after midnight as well, Waldo versus Doc. So that's a bunch of races coming up today. So tune in for those, and we'll see you next time. Bye.